just whatever. Leave it. Don't know.
No.
Good evening all, welcome to the Matchday -1 press conference of Belgium. Buonasera a tutti, benvenuto in Roma. Questions for both the player and our coach, Domenico Tedesco, and the player is Yuri Tielemans, our captain for tomorrow. You can raise your hands and then appoint to whom the question is dedicated. Who will start with questions for or Yuri or Domenico? Bart Laga, the standard. Raise your hand high enough, please, Bart, so that the people can see where the microphone has to be handed over. Thank you.
Hi, this question is for the coach, Domenico. What is for you the result you want to see tomorrow? So result-wise, what do you want to see in tomorrow's game? Or do you say the result is not important at all because this is about developing new players?
Yeah, good evening. First of all, I think the result is always important. We never try to hide behind any circumstances. We have some circumstances that you know as well as we know. Some players are missing. We called young players, but it's difficult to prepare a match without having the focus on the result, you know. So everything we do during the week, everything I did after the last camp regarding this kind of matches, we did it also for the result. But there are many other points that we want to see, but the result, of course, also.
Thank you. This gentleman here in the first row, please. Here in the first row. Thank you.
Salve Tedesco, Maurizio Pizzoferrato, agenziaria. Senta, il Belgio pre-europeo era considerato la generazione dei fenomeni, no? Giocatori di indubbio talento che però non sono riusciti a ottenere poi grandi vittorie. Ora, come l'Italia siete usciti agli ottavi all'Europeo, c'è un processo di rinnovamento. Che generazione ha in mano Tedesco fino al 2026? Firmato un contratto fino al Mondiale.
Buonasera anche a lei. Guarda, abbiamo cercato di voltare pagina il più veloce possibile perché ovviamente l'Europeo non è stato come pensavamo. Poi durante un Europeo si affrontano certe squadre che magari sulla carta sembrano un po' inferiori a noi, però poi in verità sul campo si vede che tutte le squadre possono competere a un certo livello. Ovviamente adesso abbiamo qualche giocatore assente, Romelu, Kevin, anche Amadou non fa parte di questa rosa, però abbiamo tanti giovani promettenti, dunque abbiamo una generazione nuova, una generazione piena di talenti e siamo contenti. Ecco.
Thank you. The gentleman in the white shirt, Romain van der Pluim, la dernière.
Hello, Coach. Question is for you. For 2 years now, you've played with the same system, more or less. Can we expect big changes for this game and the next one? There are a lot of supposition about your starting 11. Are you ready tomorrow to make a big change in your team?
Well, I mean, the system is not the main thing. If you look back the last 2 years, as you mentioned, I think that we played a back four. In some circumstances, we played a back five, like against Austria in Austria. The second half we had to switch, but in general, I think that the system is always depending on the players that you have. And in this camp, of course, the question is always the principles, you know, the way we want to play. We have a certain game that we want to play. We have a certain style that we want to play. And sometimes it's important not to be, how you say, naive. So you have to try to put the best players possible on the best possible positions for the single players. And the system, as I told you, is always depending on the players.
Thank you. The gentleman in the back.
Buonasera mister, vorrei chiederle quali sono le principali caratteristiche che ha per ora evidenziato la squadra allenata da Luciano Spalletti rispetto al passato. In che direzione sta andando secondo lei la nazionale italiana vista da fuori, sia sotto il profilo dell'identità che su casomai nuovi punti di forza che sta cercando di sviluppare Spalletti? Grazie.
Ma hanno cambiato sistema, giocano un 3-5-2 o un 3-4-3, ma questa cosa qui non è completamente nuova, perché anche contro, se non mi sbaglio, contro la Croazia hanno giocato a 3 durante l'Europeo, una squadra che gioca in verticale, che poi cambia gioco cercando e trovando il quinto. Sul lato opposto il quinto te lo trovi anche in aria, tanti giocatori in aria. Una squadra che sicuramente può far male e stanno facendo benissimo. Cioè, la Nations League ha iniziato molto bene per la squadra azzurra, hanno vinto sia con l'Israele che con la Francia, abbiamo visto entrambe le partite, dunque penso che siano in un momento abbastanza positivo.
Okay, thank you. More questions for the coach or for Yuri, of course. Yves Telderman. Love in the other as well.
Yes, hi coach. Would it be difficult for you, given your Italian roots, not to sing Il canto degli italiani? And more seriously, would it be a dream for you to coach one time in Serie A?
Well, it's not the right moment to speak about me and my dreams or whatever. I think you know me now since, let's say, 2 years, more or less. And I'm always focused on the next tasks, and the next tasks are really tough. We are thinking about this game since many weeks, and now it's time to play it. It's a beautiful atmosphere. I think it's sold out. It's in the capital of Italy, so of course it's a big game for us, not just for me. And this is the main thing. But of course, I can't hide my love, my passion for Italy. I mean, it's the first time that I'm really against Italy tomorrow.
Thank you. The gentleman with the black shirt here in front. And then we go to the other wing again.
Sì, una domanda per il mister Tedesco. Volevo chiederle, nei giocatori assenti in questo momento, lei non ha citato Salemaker, che chiaramente poi in estate ha cambiato squadra, è arrivato alla Roma. Volevo chiederle se lo ha sentito, se c'è stato un confronto magari tra voi due. Chiaramente ora è infortunato e ne avrà ancora per qualche settimana, ma volevo capire come e quanto poi eventualmente rientrerà nei suoi piani, se appunto vi siete sentiti. Grazie.
Sì, certo, dopo l'operazione ci siamo sentiti, ma anche la sera della partita ovviamente ho saputo dell'infortunio, del grave infortunio, e gli ho subito mandato un messaggio, e poi i giorni dopo ci siamo sentiti. È un ragazzo che caratterialmente è veramente un top, anche sul campo ci può aiutare tantissimo, ci può dare una mano su molte posizioni, perché è capace di giocare più ruoli, e dunque sicuramente rientrerà nei nostri piani.
Thank you. Peter van den Bem, Sportza.
Good evening, Coach. Up until now, you've used in your system a kind of profile for the wingers, quick, versatile, dribbling players. Is it an option to put different profiles on the outside? But as a result, it might be a different approach or a different style of play?
Yes, because we have this kind of players also inside the squad, but it's not the first time we have them. Also in the past, I think if you look back, also during the Euros, in some circumstances we want this kind of wingers going inside the pockets. Once, for example, the fullback is pushing higher, I think it's something that we already showed, and it's inside our characteristics, because we have this kind of players. So yes, of course, and it always depends on which players we want to see, which players we will put on the pitch, and also a little bit on the opponents, but mostly it depends on us. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Again, second question.
Do you think it's also time to give a lot of playing time to Charles de Ketelaere, who's been not too much involved in the previous games because you tried other options? Is it now maybe time really to let him start a game or to give him a lot of playing time?
Yeah, he would deserve it. I think he would deserve it because he's doing really good with Atalanta. Not just the last season, also now, if you see the games, the last games in the competition, he's playing an important part there, and he can also do it for us. But you are right, and that's the reason also why the last camp, especially the last camp, we decided after the Euro to switch a little bit, to not take in consideration some players that were with us in the Euro, during the Euros, not because of performance, not because of qualities, but because we just want to give this kind of spaces to players that we don't know well, playing, let's say, 50, 60, 70 minutes for us. The last camp he did also well. The time he came in was positive. So I agree that he would deserve, yeah.
Thank you. Gentleman there. Yeah.
For the player Mittelman, what's your point?
Oh, English. That's all right.
What's the point in your groan, and what you expect for the against Italian midfielder tomorrow? How do you feel your
the
groan
first one? Sorry?
in your career? What's the point in your groan in your career? What do you think?
Well, I think it's always very interesting to play against Italian teams and especially the national team because it's the highest level. So for myself, obviously I will get better after the game tomorrow. After every game, you always try to get better, and obviously tomorrow playing against top class players, you will get better and you will learn a lot from it. So yeah, it's important for myself, but for the team especially.
Thank you. Koen van Uitvangen, het Nieuwsblad. Up front here, first row. The man with the cap.
Dag Juri. Last games, after the game, Kevin said some things about the team. You are the captain now. I've never heard you say
with the result, and we all were. Obviously, that game didn't go our way, and the way we wanted to play. Obviously, after the first goal, we didn't put the plan that the manager had asked of us. So it was a very frustrating game. And then I think as well, Kevin said some truths as well in there. The fact that he says we all need to play for each other, we all need to run for each other. I don't think that's any negativity in there, and that's just basics. And I think it was more of a message after that game, maybe in frustration, but his message in general I don't think is negative. I think it's more to improve us as a team, and yeah, I think Kevin did that to maybe give us a wake-up call or something like that, but like the manager said, I think earlier this week, that case is closed, and the manager's had a good conversation with Kevin where he understands that we have a young group, and maybe coming out like that wasn't the best idea, but listen, we fully accept and take responsibility.
Okay, Yves Telleman, and then we go to this side again.
Yes, Yuri. How does it feel to be the last player of the golden generation that played at the World Cup 2018? That's the first question. And second one, are you ready to be the leader of the next generation for years?
No, listen, I don't really think of that, to be honest. I'm very proud of what we have achieved back then, and to have that bronze medal sitting at home is a very good achievement. And if I'm ready to be the leader, I'm just myself. I don't try to be anyone else. I just try to give my instructions whenever I need to, and to take on from other players. So I just try to be natural and myself always.
Thank you. Lancelot Meulenwater, RTBF.
Bonjour Yuri. Question, savoir comment vous avez appris votre capitanat, comment vous avez reçu cette information-là, comment ça s'est passé dans la discussion avec le coach.
Le coach m'a gentiment proposé si je voulais être capitaine pour ce camp-ci et j'ai accepté avec grande fierté tout simplement.
Et ça vous fait quoi? Ça représente quoi? Parce que c'est vrai que ça fait depuis des années et des années qu'on vous a présenté comme un futur leader de l'équipe nationale. Et d'avoir enfin cet événement-là, même si c'est dans un contexte particulier avec l'absence de Bruyne et de Lukaku.
Non, pour moi, je suis toujours là avec plaisir. C'est pas la première fois que j'ai été capitaine du groupe, je l'ai été auparavant aussi. Donc, pour moi, comme je l'ai dit à votre collègue, ça change rien. J'essaye d'être moi-même, de donner mes instructions quand il faut, et puis j'essaye d'appliquer au mieux ce que l'entraîneur demande de moi, et encore plus en tant que capitaine, parce qu'il faut montrer encore plus l'exemple. Mais voilà, sinon pour moi, c'est quelque chose de très naturel.
Manu?
Yuri, bonjour. Quel regard portes-tu sur la compétition en elle-même, la Nations League? Est-ce que c'est quelque chose d'important pour toi quand on voit que pour certains autres joueurs, ça ne semble pas être la priorité?
Non, pour beaucoup de joueurs, c'est peut-être pas une priorité, mais je pense le fait de pouvoir représenter son pays, le fait d'être ici avec l'équipe nationale et de pouvoir jouer des matchs, on a de très gros matchs qui nous attendent, donc c'est toujours de belles échéances et c'est sûr que ça donne envie de jouer contre des grands pays comme ça. Après voilà, nous on est là, on a envie de jouer et le reste on verra.
Dernière question. Je pense que vous étiez fâché, on l'a vu à la caméra quand vous êtes sorti face à l'équipe de France. C'était par rapport à qui, par rapport à quoi?
Non, par rapport à un tout, comme je l'ai dit, il y avait beaucoup de frustration après ce match parce que les choses n'ont pas été comme on les avait planifiées entre guillemets et on n'a pas vraiment joué de la manière qu'on voulait. Et puis c'est sûr que sortir d'un match, on n'a jamais envie, mais voilà, non, c'est pas dirigé à quelqu'un ou quoi que ce soit, c'est tout simplement la frustration qui sort à ce moment-là, tout simplement.
Merci. The gentleman in the back. Yep. Oui.
Buonasera mister, volevo chiederle quanto pesa l'assenza di Lukaku e se aveva parlato con il giocatore per la decisione presa. Grazie.
La seconda parte della domanda, scusa?
Riguardo Lukaku, la decisione presa di rientrare a gennaio. Grazie.
No, lui ha deciso di non essere qui per queste 2 partite, ma non ha detto di tornare a gennaio o a febbraio, dunque c'è ancora la possibilità che lui possa rientrare già a novembre. Guarda, lui ha deciso così e capisco pienamente perché sappiamo tutti che il suo trasferimento al Napoli è stato abbastanza tardi, no? Non ha avuto una preparazione come tutti gli altri, dunque ancora non è al top. Questa è una cosa che non conferma solo lui dopo le partite, ma anche il mister Conte, e dunque siamo ok, non c'è nessun problema. Ovviamente credo che i giocatori che abbiamo a disposizione meritano la mia massima concentrazione, dunque ci concentriamo sui giocatori che sono disponibili. Ecco.
Jean-François.
Bonjour Yuri.
Yuri, voilà.
Tu es capitaine pour ce rassemblement, c'est pas la première fois que tu es capitaine en sélection nationale. Qui sont les autres joueurs selon toi qui doivent aussi prendre plus de responsabilités dans la semaine qui vient?
Je vais pas commencer à citer de noms. Je pense que tout le monde doit prendre ses responsabilités. Tout le monde a un rôle et je pense que sur le terrain, on a juste à communiquer ensemble. On a préparé quelque chose pour les matchs à venir et voilà, c'est à tout le monde à prendre ses responsabilités. Donc c'est pas seulement un ou deux autres joueurs au-delà de moi qui doivent prendre leurs responsabilités.
Ok. Christophe Lieberlo, Belang van Limburg.
Good evening, Coach. With the absence of Courtois, De Bruyne, Lukaku and Onana, you lose some qualities. What are the strengths and the qualities of the players you have tomorrow, of the team you have available right now?
Oh, many things to tell you, but first of all, I think it's important that we spend our energy, or at least I spend my energy for the players that are available, because this team deserves my full focus, my full dedication, my full concentration. And of course you can always think back and what would be if, but it's not, it's not, and the reasons are clear and understandable. So for me, there is no doubt about the qualities of this team. We have many young players, really young players, and we have even more good players outside of the team that we want to invite one day, hopefully, waiting just for the right moment to do that. But for instance, you see Mattes Metz inside the squad that is deserving it, because he played a great season with St. Truden last season. Now he went to Genk. Immediately he is playing. Just to make one example, I think this guy deserves to be here. We want to know him, we want to see him. It's always a different thing if you see him from the stands during a game or also at the video. Yeah.
That's what I mean with the players you have right now. How can you hurt Italy, do you think?
Look, Italy is a strong team. I mean, there is no doubt about that. You saw it also during the last games. I think it's a team that they play automatically. They know each other. Many players. They play this 3-5-2 system in Torino with Ricci, for example, or with Inter. I think that Inter Milan is giving 5-6 players to the national team that can play a big part also in the starting 11. So they know each other, of course. But it's not that every team has just strength. So we will try to put our strength on the pitch without looking too much on the opponents, as I promised you some months ago. Sometimes you have to be, let's say, not naive, as I tried to explain before, but of course we have a certain style that we want to see, that we want to put on the pitch once we have the ball, once we lose the ball, once we don't have the ball, and once we regain possession. So I think it's clear, but this kind of games, they will help us to succeed. Of course we need time with young players, but this kind of games, these are the games why we wake up in the morning.
Final 3 questions. First, the gentleman in the back. Please. Sorry. Then we first go Ludo. Ludo, you first then. You have the microphone. No. First him then, yeah, okay.
Okay, coach. Perhaps not the most important player in the squad, but the third goalkeeper is Ortwin de Wolf. Do you know why you of course you know, but can you explain why you choose him and not, for example, Colin Kozemans, who's playing very well at Anderlecht, or Davy Roof at Agent?
Yeah, I think at the end we really speak about small details, because also other goalkeepers are really doing well. I think also, Bodar, for example, could have been an option, but due to the fact that he's not playing, we decided not to call him and to see now Ortwin, and we are happy that he's with us. Yesterday he was still training with Mechelen, so yesterday evening he arrived. He makes a really good impression. But it doesn't mean that the next time we have this kind of situation, we don't call another one. Really small details, and at the end, I trust on that position the expertise of Max, that is watching on detail many games.
Thank you. Frank.
Hi, Coach.
Hi.
One more question about the system. Would it be the ideal time to test with 3 at the back, since Italy plays with 3 at the back as well, so you can mirror the team?
Yeah, you have always advantages, disadvantages. You always pay a price. If you play with 3, you are one less in front. It's always, at least during the pressing, during the situations out of possession, because in possession, of course, you can push the wingbacks, and then it's not the same story. Yeah, look, we already played a back 3. It would be nothing new for us, but we will see. I mean, everything is possible, but we have players that can play both. So also during the game, it's no problem to switch. But I think the most important thing is the way we play, not just the system.
Very last question, the gentleman in the back, this left side.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Salve mister, Simone Malagutti, Mediaset. Volevo chiederle un po' che impressione le fa comunque venire ad allenare in Italia e se l'ambizione di allenare un giorno in Serie A c'è, e a Yuri, se possibile, approfitterei del fatto che tu sia qui per chiederti all'Aston Villa che giocatore hai visto, perché a noi interessa, in Douglas Lewis, perché qui ha iniziato in maniera disastrosa purtroppo. Grazie.
You can start.
First? No, Douglas is a very technical player. He was very important for Aston Villa, for the club. He had been there for many years and he helped them, I think, promote to the Premier League. So obviously he's been very important to the club, and they decided to part ways for whatever reason. So the only thing I can say about Douglas is that he's a very good player of big quality, and that hill quality with hard work will come out
Ok,
eventually.
thank you.
Per me è bello essere qui, però